Hey folks, how's it going tonight? Monday night with the old redneck here. So not only am I up against the NFL and Tucker Carlson tonight, I'm up against Halloween. So happy Halloween if you're out trick or treating. Hope you and the little ones are having fun. See most of my regulars in here. I appreciate it, guys. Tammy Joe, Greg, Kathy from Iowa. Kathy and the gang, there we go. Appreciate you folks being here. John's in the house, John H. Yeah. Biggs Homestead Kitchen. Yep. You gave Lady Prepper an idea to do a video. Which one was it? Sprouting the lentils. Yeah, she's going to sprout some lentils. Lentils going to do a video on that. And she wants to make sure everybody knows you gave her the idea to do that. So appreciate that. So y'all can look forward to that. It's coming, I'm sure. Tammy Joe's in the house. Yeah. Michael's in the house. Pauline's back with us. Appreciate it. Here's a new one. Jazz Cat 105. Yeah.
Where's Yuli?
Yeah. Appreciate you being here with us. Picked up some more new subscribers this week. I appreciate that a lot, folks. I hope you're here with me. We're going to talk about a few things. Hopefully there's another moth. I'm going to kill them damn moth. Glenn's back with us. All right. Appreciate it. Fluffy's here. Always good to see Fluffy. Yeah. Good evening to everyone. Happy Halloween, she said. So hopefully we'll all have a good time. Robert Miller. Yeah. Robert's in the house.
Got Erie, Pennsylvania. John from Erie.
Georgia. All right. Love Georgia. We got some news coming out of Georgia tonight. Don't know if you know about it or not, but got something for you. Jacksonville. Oh, yeah. Jazz is in Jacksonville. All right. Lynn Stalker's in the house. Says hello to everybody. Hope you're having fun playing with that radio. Yeah. I hope you and Tammy Joe are learning how to use those radios you want. Who did you say? I don't see that name here. Who was it?
John from Erie, Pennsylvania.
John from Erie, Pennsylvania. My software is not showing it. Oh, there it is. It just popped up. Hey, John. All right. I'm glad you're with us. Appreciate you being here. Tell your friends, come on over and join us. I need all the help I can get. Actually, I'm trying to get monetized on YouTube. It takes 4,000 hours of viewing within a year. And I'm pretty close to that, but ain't there yet. I'm several hours short, but hopefully I'll get there. That won't cost you folks anything, but I'll get paid for the commercials. When you go watch my video and a commercial pops up, I'll get paid for it. So if y'all would help me out with that, I'd appreciate it. Share these videos with your friends, get them some views, and see if you can get them to come over and subscribe.
Susanna's here from across the street.
Yeah, there she is. Her and Jeff has a layout for Halloween that is awesome. If you're in our neighborhood here in Audubon Park, you need to go by their house and check it out. It's awesome. And she looked great. She had what was it, a wedding dress?
Yeah, she looks like a princess.
Yeah, it looked like a princess. The dress was all lit up with lights inside. That was cool. And she has I think she has a web page. Doesn't she have a web page or a Facebook page?
Yeah, it's Susanna Kaye.
Yeah, Susanna, put your website in the comments there, or your Facebook page or whatever.
She's a professional organizer.
Yeah, put it in the comments there so everybody can see it. Lori's with us tonight. All right. I hope you get that monetization, Lori. It would help us all if we get that. And I appreciate you and Linda's Prepper Kitchen, and especially Cynthia over there, at the Biggs Prep and Biggs Homestead. They've been helping me out, and I really do appreciate it. So, all right. I was going to do a little joke kind of thing here to start, but you know what? I'm going to reserve that till next week. Because, you guys know I don't talk politics here. But next Monday night is the night before the election. So I'm going to I'm going to throw out a couple of political comments here and there that, it's just the way I feel about things. And hopefully, even if you don't agree with me, we can stay friends and you'll stay here, because I don't believe in that. If you don't believe in my politics, we can't be friends. No, never been that way. I'll never be that way. I respect your views and I hope you'll respect mine. And we can all stay friends that way. But next week, we'll talk about that. Hillbills in the house. Yeah. Appreciate it, buddy. Glenn Anderson. Yep. See, he's on board with Lori. That's great right there. So let's get on what we want to talk about here. We got a problem coming up here in the United States. We talked last week about what's going on in Europe, and those folks over there, I feel sorry for them. I truly do. Bless their heart, they're having trouble. You got families over there that don't know how they're going to heat their home. There's already restrictions on a lot of things, fuel and just basic energy over there, and they're having trouble with food and finding jobs and inflation and just everything sideways over there. But it's coming here, folks. It really is. The title of this little video is the perfect storm, and there's a lot of factors involved that a lot of people are not putting the pieces together, and they really should, because they're right there in front of us all. They're not hidden anywhere. You just got to put it all together to see what's coming. And the first one that really popped up this week that was important was the rail unions. Supposedly they had that deal struck with the federal government not to go on strike. Well, no, that was just a bunch of crap. The union leaders agreed to it because they're just politicians. I mean, you had politicians talking to politicians. And of course, they're going to BS each other and try to make it look like everybody did something great, but it just didn't turn out that way. Two of the major unions in the railroad system, the signalmen's union and the maintenance workers union, which is super major. You can't run a train without, unless it's being maintained and the tracks are being maintained. But they overwhelmingly voted down the agreement that their labor union leaders had agreed to. It was all smoke and mirrors, just trying to, make everything look good for a little while. And that's part of what's going on next week. We're going to talk about that next Monday night. So, but that was part of that. They just wanted to try to make it look good. If the train stopped running, look at how many of our commodities are, go on train. It's just amazing that if these trains stop, we're in trouble. It's that simple. Plus, we got this diesel crisis going on. That was reported last week that the entire U.S. had a 25-day reserve of diesel fuel to run trucks. That's what they put up there. That's why they put this picture here. They want you to think it's just going to affect trucks, but no, it's not going to just affect trucks. How all those farm implements, harvesters, threshers, whatever, they all run on diesel. The equipment used to process, foods that farmers harvest, it all runs on diesel. So that's just another factor that's going to be involved if we have this diesel shortage. They're not going to be able to process food from the farm. Not only are they not going to be able to get it there, they're just not going to be able to process it. It's that simple. And that's not good. In the short term, right now, people think everything's good. They go to the store and the things they want are there, but not all of them. I mean, even today, Lady Prepper went over to Publix to pick up a few things, and there were signs everywhere. Sorry for the inconvenience. This item's out of stock. So it's starting to pop up here big time, and that's just going to be another factor, involved in that. Right here's another thing that's going to be a problem: is Russia halted the grain shipments out of Ukraine last week on Friday, I think it was Friday or Saturday. They were letting those grain ships go to Europe to process food. Well, now they've stopped it. They just, but I'm not pro-Russian. Believe me, I'm not pro-Russian. But this was kind of brought on by Ukraine itself, because they were actually bombing the ships and that were the Russian ships that were in the area. And, it's just common sense. If you attack me, I'm going to attack you. And, you're going to do it the best way possible. And, obviously they're using food as a weapon because everybody has to have food. And it's only going to get worse. This problem, like I said, is not something happening now. It's going to be happening down the road. But pretty much everybody forgot about this right here. India, the second largest exporter of wheat in the world, stopped the wheat exports back in May, and they haven't started up again. So, that on top of stopping that Ukraine wheat and grain coming out of there, that's going to cause a problem, big problem in Europe, which, like I said, is already having problems. And then, of course, our government, being the charitable government they are, they've advised that they're going to try to step up exports from the United States to help out the folks in Europe. But what's that going to do here? That's taking food off of your table. It's that simple. Whatever we send somewhere else, we don't have here. It's simple. It's that simple. But, people they're not putting the pieces together. And that's what's bad. Here's another major piece of that. Mississippi River is going dry in a lot of places. And a tremendous amount of food and other commodities flow down that river from one port to another to get out to the stores. Well, that's not happening. They got hundreds of barges backed up. They're just parked in the river, and the food on those barges, it's not stored in, the proper kind of conditions, like your storage is with, below 75 degrees and the humidity's regulated. No, that food's just sitting there going bad. And they're just not going to be able to process it if it ever does get to, the processing plants to where it can be sent out to the food distributors. But as far as the diesel and the heating fuel goes, there's already a shortage. A lot of the New England energy companies are begging for the federal government to, declare a state of emergency. I guess that's to hold the cost down of what's already there that, they're going to sell to people. But, if there's a shortage already, it's terrible. The diesel fuel thing, like I mentioned, their Mansfield Oil Company in Gainesville, Georgia, has already declared an emergency about their supply that they can send out to, their retailers. They're at level 4, and 5 is the maximum. They went from level 2 to level 4 within 2 weeks.
And that was stated by the vice president of the company.
Yeah, and like Lady Prepper just said, the vice president of the company is the one that told them that. But that goes back to, this one right here. Suppliers require 72-hour notice for fuel delivery in the Southeast. I mean, usually it's a matter of putting in an order today and it's delivered tomorrow. And that's not the case now. They got to put it in 3 days ahead of time and hope it'll be there on time. But once you put all these things together, you add all of these up, it's going to kill the supply chain. I mean, it's all coming together at the right time for a disaster. Plus, we got the holidays coming up. Dry throat, excuse me. And, but it's just a big mess, and it's coming all at once right now. New York are out of diesel as of tonight. Look at that. Wow, Love's Truck Stop is a major distributor of fuel. And, if they're out, it's getting bad, folks. It really is. Germany's cutting down, they're cutting down forests so they can actually get access to the coal underground. They're turning it into coal mines. They're cutting down forests. They're closing down windmills, the windmills that electric companies own. They got to access the material in the ground over there. I mean, Germany is a perfect example of a country that just went green too quick. They didn't really have the green energy resources to accommodate their customers, that they were kind of weaning off of oil. It just didn't work out. Yeah, the Love's truck stop. Yeah, they're out of oil. They're out. Wow, that's terrible. Yeah, Lori's right about a lot of things. So you need to go over and check her out. That's for sure. Son in Finland. Here we go. Pray for her son in Finland, folks. He's trying to help those folks over there get ready to defend themselves, and that's going to be a mess.
Getting World War II tanks ready?
Yeah, they're getting those old tanks ready to go because they don't have the new ones. Right now, the United States is out of howitzer tanks. They're out of them. They sent them all to Ukraine and to a couple of other allies over in Europe. We don't have any. We don't have any extra. Hopefully we got enough here to take care of ourselves. But like I said, pray for his son over there. He needs all the prayers he can get. He's right in the middle of all that mess. And I hate to see that. Like I said before, my son was in Iraq, and wow, I know how you feel. I'm praying for you. But let's get back on topic here. With the rail strike, the barges, being stopped, the trucks shutting down, no fuel. It's just a big mess, and it's all coming together to create a massive disaster for our supply chain. If you don't have plenty of food put back, get out there and get it now, because you're going to need it. Right now we're still living off last year's harvest. You know that. I've told you that before. So get out there and get it while you can, because, after the new year, February, March, and April, food's going to start getting scarce here in the United States. And it's all because of what's happening right now. So don't get caught holding an empty bag, folks. Get out there and get it while you can. But hopefully you're ready. If you're not, get ready. And it's going to be bad. I see it coming. It's going to be bad. But another prep we're going to move on to here is one that you probably never thought of. And you really need to, because it could get, I can't use a nicer word because it's true. It's going to get shitty, okay? You know what these are right here? That is a plug to stop up your plumbing on your toilet pipe. All right. They also make them for other size pipes, like the ones coming out of your drain for your kitchen sink or whatever. They go from 1.5 inches up to 4 inches. But let me ask you, what's going to happen if there is a true SHTF and your sewer pipes aren't being drained by the pumps at the water facilities? What's going to happen with that? It's going to back up. Guess where it's going to back up to? It's going to back up into your house. If you live in like a condo or an apartment and you're on a lower floor and there's 5 or 6 floors ahead of you, and those people up there flush their toilets, they know they can go out to the swimming pool and get a bucket of water and flush their toilets. If they don't, they do now. So once those pipes get full and they start backing up, where are they going to back up to? The lower elevations, which would be your apartment or your condo. Or if you live in a house in a subdivision, like in Nashville, where I'm from, you can drive along any road there, and there's hills, there's higher elevations, lower elevations, and there's homes, even all the way up the hill to the top. And then, of course, down at the bottom, there's a subdivision. Well, when all those folks in those higher elevations flush them toilets, where's it going to go? right down to your house. When that sewer system is full and there's no pumps pumping that out, it's going to run off into your house. So you need to get these plugs. They're cheap, very inexpensive. I think the big one, the 4-inch one is like $8.
When you take the toilet off and put that where the
You
toilet.
have to take the toilet off
Explain
the
that.
floor. Got 2 bolts in it. Stick that plug in that pipe and you tighten that wing nut. And that keeps the sewage from backing up into your house. But you also have to do that with all of your sinks because they're on the same sewer system. So you get the smaller ones, the 1.5 or the 2-inch. It would fit into those pipes. Now here in Florida, we're not going to have much of a problem because it's so flat here. It's really flat. But, you know, we have these on hand just in case. But if you're in an area where the elevations are up and down, and like I said, you're in an apartment or, you know, a condo or whatever, where you're on the lower floors, you really need these. There's a question right there. Yep. You got to take that, loosen those 2 bolts on your toilet, lift it off the pipe, stick this down in there and tighten that wing nut up. You'll never have a problem. But I'm talking in a real, you know, SHTF event where the power's out and it's out for weeks. Probably take that long to back up the septic system. But it is going to back up, and a lot of people don't think about that. That's what you got to start doing, folks, is thinking outside the box. Because if this does happen, you know, people just living their regular life, and then all of a sudden, bam, everything's gone. They're standing there, I don't know what to do. You know, they got no food. They can't put fuel in their vehicles. Their toilet's backing up in their house. You know, those folks, bless their hearts, you know, you got to pray for them because there's a lot of them out there. I'm going to say 90% of the population has no idea what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm in the mountains. Not good. Well, if you're on a higher elevation, you're okay. But if you're in one of the lower elevations, you're in trouble because those systems are going to back up. It'll be just like a septic tank that backs up. It's going to be just like that, except there won't be an end to it.
Speaking of bathtubs and showers. You didn't say that, did you?
Oh, yep. Good point. Bathtubs and showers, sinks, and the toilet, any plumbing you have. You need to get these plugs for it. You need to get them while they're cheap, while you can still get them. I don't think anybody, I'm probably the only crazy bastard out here that even thought of that. But, I mean, that's just the way I think. I try to think of the worst case scenario and then prepare for it. After the hurricane, the city bought out big generators to keep the sewers running. Yep, there you go. The city knows it. They know what's going to happen if those pumps stop. Right there, you know, they were flooded out. She was right in the middle of all the hurricane problems that we had here. Thank goodness I didn't have many, but she was right in the middle of it. I'll never forget praying for you that night when you were sitting there talking. Thank the Almighty you got through it okay. But these are the kind of things that you got to think about, guys. Nick's with us. He came in late, but he's here. I appreciate it, buddy. Truly do. We got a good group of people here. And I appreciate every one of you. But, you know, this is the kind of thing I want you to think about outside the box, not just the simple things, you know, like food and water and all of that. Matter of fact, I had somebody ask me about firearms for protection. They asked me, that was a real gun. Yep, that's a real gun.
It's Marshall Dillon's gun.
Yeah, that's my Marshall Dillon special right there. Got the Elkhorn grips on it. Yep, it's unloaded, folks. I'll make sure it's unloaded before I hang it on the wall. But if you got any questions about the firearms you need, shoot me an email, just like that lady did. That's something else you got to have, guys. You got to get it. You got to get it now, because if things do go sideways, you're not going to be able to. And it looks like we're headed that way. You know, we're going to have a chaos with all of this food and all these shortages we got coming next year. We got power shortages. coming in the Northeast already this year. Fuel costs, heating fuel costs are projected to go up 27% this winter just to heat your home. It's in the Northeast, So get ready for these things. But when you have this kind of stuff going on in the society, it eventually leads to what? A collapse. That's history. You can look back through history and see that. It's always happened. A society's never gotten to the point where we are going in the next 6 to 8 months and recovered. It's totally collapsed and had to been rebuilt. So you got to get ready for it.
Pauline asks, does that include septic tanks? You're talking only sewers, right?
Yeah, just sewers, not septic tanks. If you're on a septic tank that's just yours, then
You should be fine.
you should be okay as long as, those enzymes in that tank keep doing their job, you'll be okay. Hopefully, eventually that'll never happen. So, metal's in the house. All right.
What about a second floor apartment?
Wow.
Olivier wants to know.
Second floor apartments, it all depends on how many floors are above you. If there's 5, 6, 7 floors above you, yeah, you're going to have that problem. One floor, maybe not. But if of course, if you're on the second floor and there's only 2 levels, you probably won't have that problem. But I'm talking about people mainly that live in lower elevations, like I was talking about. You're in a subdivision down here, and there's a hill a half a mile away, and there's a big subdivision up there. Then all those people are going to be doing their thing and flushing their toilets, and it's going to flow down into the same system yours is, and that's where it's going to back up. So, didn't think about the septic tanks, but good point, Metal. What we got here? This is a new one. Orlando, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Yeah, and it's coming quick, folks. Like I've said before, it's coming at us at light speed now, at a speed like never before. And we see it. It's all right here in front of us. It's all out there. You just got to put the pieces together. And I'm not even talking the financial markets. COMEX, I don't know if you know what COMEX is. It's the largest gold and silver actual metal distributors in the country. They have nothing left. Everybody's bought out all of their precious metals because they see what's coming. But I'm not going to get into that. That's another topic. All I'm going to tell you is get ready. If you're holding those certificates you bought, those bonds that are worth silver, cash them in now. The ones that you bought that are worth gold, cash them in now. Get that metal in your hands. If you can. A lot of experts are saying you can't right now because the supply's dried up because of what's coming with the market. But if you can, if you have them, cash them in now and get that metal in your hands. That's the only way it's good. It's not good, in a bond or a certificate or whatever. So just get ready for it. And the market is really going to take a tumble once all of these shortages start. After New Year, you're going to see a really tumble in the market. And sadly, the only people that are making money on this thing are the people that are already filthy rich. But as far as the food goes, start checking out Amazon. Check out those sales on long-term storage food. You really need to do that. I do it, at least a couple times a week. I go over to Amazon and just, type in Augustin Food, number 10 clearance, and you'll see all kinds of deals there. Or do like what, we do here. Lady Prepper's really on the ball with this one. She watches Publix website to see what's on BOGO every week. Now, they post that on Thursday, right?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday they post what's on BOGO for the following week. Start checking that out if you have Publix in your area.
You can get a package of spaghetti for 81 cents a box.
Yeah, she bought spaghetti today, a pound of spaghetti noodles, 81 cents each. I mean, that's cheap. Even Walmart sell them for like $1.25, $1.35.
Canned soup was BOGO too.
Canned soup was BOGO. Campbell soup. All right. Campbell soup is BOGO there now. And, just watch those things and see if you can get in on those deals, because right now you need to get it while you can. But like I said, that Amazon, go to Amazon, check those sales on those number 10 cans. They pop up. Like I said, I check them a couple times a week, and we usually pick up a couple of good items. Like, what did we buy? Honey the other day?
Powdered honey.
Yeah, dehydrated honey. We bought 2 number 10 cans, 3 pounds each. What did we pay for those? It was
$13.
$13 for each can. That's a good price.
And they had a recipe for honey butter. So, yay.
Yeah, if you go to Augustin Farms website, they have a lot of recipes there for, the foods that they sell that you can use to make different things. Honey butter recipe, that was awesome. What we got here? Most state of Missouri pulled all funds from BlackRock. Yep. Actually, they're not the first one to do that. Several state governments have done that. They pulled money out of BlackRock. And that's all over that social, whatever it is, score, social economic score, or whatever the hell it is. They're on board with that big time, and a lot of states just bailed on them. I think it was like 7 or 8 states. That's a lot of money. I don't care how big you are. BlackRock is big. They're one of the biggest investment firms in the country. But when you lose the funds from 7 or 8 states in the United States, that's a lot of money. So hopefully they'll rethink that thing. I mean, that's crazy. They're going to, see what kind of environmental footprint you have, and decide if they're going to loan you money or what kind of car you drive or what. Kiss my ass. I hate to say that. I'm sorry. Lady Prepper just called me down over there. I'm going to drive my Jeep until the day I die. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. That's my vehicle of choice, and that's what I'm going to drive. But if that don't get me a loan, I don't think I'm going to need a loan in the future. Hell, I'm getting old anyway. I ain't going to live long enough to pay one off, so it don't matter. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't need it. It's that simple. That's the way you need to be right now, folks. If you got any debt, you need to pay it off, okay? Because what's coming in the market, oh man, it's going to be a mess. Banks are going to be coming after you. If you can pay off your mortgage, pay it off. Pay off your vehicle if you can pay it off. Whatever, just pay it off, man, because it's going to get bad, and they're going to come get you if they can. But if your credit score is based on your social, your social media accounts, the kind of car you drive, your carbon footprint or whatever, no, I ain't going that route. Never mind.
We got somebody new, Katie.
Katie.
She came over from Biggs.
Where's she at here? Is that her? First video came up to watch a Big Prep. She said, I appreciate it. Yeah, Biggs helps me out a lot, and I appreciate you coming over here and helping me out. I truly do. Like I said earlier, a lot of people don't know you got to have 4,000 hours in a year on YouTube to get paid for those commercials, and that's what I'm trying to hit. I'm getting close. Lori's getting close too. Go over and check her out. Biggs ain't got no problem. She's been there for a long time. She got a lot of subscribers, and she puts up some good stuff. So that's why she gets all those hits. You want to know about food? Go see the Biggs Prep. Go see Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry. They'll put you on them how to get that food ready for an emergency. That's for sure. All right. You guys got any questions or anything? Throw them at me. I'll try to answer them if I can. Purple's Inn's in the house. All right. Came back this week. I appreciate it. My Iowa contingency is growing. I love that state. That's a great place up there. It really is. But, there she is, Cynthia. That girl right there is on the ball. So y'all go check her out. She can put you on it. I'm telling you. And what we got
I think
here?
hurricanes are done this year, Cynthia. I don't
Cynthia.
think we're going to have any more.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any more. You never know the way the tropics act, but we're getting, usually this time of year, we don't have that problem. Our biggest problem is usually like mid-August to the end of September, and we're far beyond that. So Don't think we're going to have that problem. Lady A, what's this here? Well, backing up, Sydney, floors on the second floor apartment. If that's the only, if you're on the second level and there's none above you, you won't have a problem. It's going to back up on your people below you long before it gets to you, if it ever does get that bad. But if there's floors above you, it all depends on how many there is. You might have a problem. But like I said, these are the kind of things you got to start thinking about, folks. Did you ever think of that before? Did you ever think that your toilet might back up on you in your house? You got to start thinking that way. It don't matter how crazy it sounds to other people. You just got to get out there and do what you got to do to take care of yourself. And that's another thing I want to touch on here for a minute. I kind of touched on it last week. Is being mentally prepared for what's coming. That's going to be a hard thing for a lot of people to deal with because they've never been in these situations. They've never seen those kind of hardships that's coming. And you really got to get prepared for that. It's not going to be easy when you see people around you hungry and, they're coming to you for food and, you got to make that decision. Are you going to feed those people or are you going to keep that for yourself and your family? Those are hard choices to make, but you're going to have to. It's going to be tough, but you got to get there, guys. If you're going to survive, you got to get there. But what we got here? That'd be an issue above sewage overflow. That's right. If somebody lives above you, it's going to be a problem for you. You just got to be ready for it. What's that down there? Miko, is that Miko? Oh no. All right. Y'all don't know Miko. He's my cat. That's my partner in crime. We've been together for 10 years. That's my boy. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. But before I do, I'm gonna tell you what we got coming up here. Lady Prepper's gonna do a couple of projects for you. One on her bucket garden outside. It's gonna be a good one. We put together a little bucket garden out there. And it would be great if you live in an apartment or a condo or if you just got room to set a few buckets around and grow some food. She's going to show you what we got here. She's also going to do a video on waxing cheese.
I'm not going to video that.
You're not going to video
I
that?
don't think so.
You're afraid to do that?
We'll see.
All right. Yeah. All right. But she's going to do one on canning cream cheese, it looks like. I'm reading
Linda's
it right
Prepper Kitchen said she was going to do it, so
Yeah.
that's why.
Linda gave you that idea?
Yep.
Linda's Prepper Kitchen. Linda's on the ball. There's another one, guys. You got to go check out Linda. Her and Biggs and Lori, they all do these videos about these great deals where you can go, take a certain amount of money and go buy this and this and this and build a great pantry. I know Linda did that. She posted a video today and I watched it. It's a great video. Like I said, those sprouting lentils video, you going to do that?
Yeah.
And
They're in the
Cynthia,
process now.
yeah, Cynthia over there at Biggs gave her that idea. So they're working already?
Yeah.
All right. She's got that one in the works already. Guess I'm going to have to break out my cameraman gear and see what we can do. But appreciate you being here, guys. Like I said, next week, I am going to talk about politics. If you can't talk about politics without getting pissed off, don't come over here. I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to tell you what I think. There's only one person in the state of Florida running for an office that I cannot stand. And it's not a personal thing. It's a professional thing. And I'm going to explain to you why you might want to reconsider your vote if you're thinking about voting for this person. Because to me, this is the most vile kind of person they can be. I know absolutely personally this person does not need to be in office. And I can prove that to you next week. So come on back, help me out. Like I said, share this with your friends. Hopefully you'll bring them over and get them to subscribe for me. That one political show next week, that's it for 2 years. I don't talk politics. But the night before an election, yeah, I'm going to talk politics. So hopefully you'll be here. Hopefully you'll like it. If you don't, tell me right there in the comments. Tell me what you think. I'm not afraid, to talk the truth, and I hope you aren't either. And I got no problem with disagreement. None whatsoever. You know, debate is what makes our society great. That's what I've said for a long time. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to say thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would really, really, really appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up down there. Every time you click that or share this with a friend, it helps me out. So with that, I'm going to say stay strong, stay patriotic, pray for the United States of America because we truly need it right now. With that, the Orlando Prepper is out.